There is a lot of people out there not knowing what to do in this next cryptocurrency bull run. 2025 October, if you want the meats and potatoes of this video, is where I think we should be looking at, although we can never time it correctly. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, in my opinion, in this next bull run, because I believe if you're playing the 2025 run, the 4-year crypto bull cycle, and you're deploying now, you should have been deploying a year ago, 18 months ago, but if you're deploying now, you still have the chance to completely change your life, even on a small amount of money. But firstly, I want to talk about the crypto mistakes you need to avoid, because you make a lot of money, but if you make some of these mistakes, doesn't matter how much you make, you'll lose it all. So look how stupid I was in November. So here is, if you are an OG of this channel, back in Glasgow, Scotland, I used to have this whiteboard for half of my portfolio. This was the coins I left in Celsius. Obviously Celsius went to crap and I lost this pretty much all of it, but I got a 25% payout, which was around about 105k or so. So look how stupid I was in November. You can see November, just by hodling Bitcoin, Ethereum and Celsius coin, I was making 117k per month. September, August, I was making 68k per month, and then October was like nothing. And then you could see the writing was on the wall that the 4-year cycle was over, but I didn't understand the 4-year cycle, so I just kept hodling and I kept buying. You could see here, I bought more 5k Ethereum and I bought 20k more Bitcoin. And what would happen was in January, you know, you would make 21k, and then January, at the end of that, I lost $79,000. I lost $90,000 in February, and eventually the bear market kicked in. Now, the good news is you can take this lesson and apply this to the 2025 run, because it didn't matter how many coins I would buy, even if I made the best buys in the position. Even if I bought Bitcoin at $1 in 2020, of course, Bitcoin was never at that, but let's just pretend it was, it wouldn't have mattered, because I would have read it all the way up and I would have read it all the way back down, because I did not understand the lessons I'm going to take you. So just keep that in mind. You are early, somewhat, but if you're not having the strategies of taking profits, managing your risk in hardware wallets, you will lose all the money, and that's what I did. So I always share this because I think it's so important. It takes 3 cycles to make it. First one, to fuck it up. Second, to make enough money and learn to forget about the first. Very crucial for some people. And the third, to retire for generational wealth and forget about crypto forever. Now, you can skip this first one, right? This was my first cycle and I completely fucked it up. And you can skip that if you follow this video. And the third one, to retire from generational wealth, that is a personal question you need to ask yourself. I don't know what generational wealth for you means. That might be 100 million for me. It might be 500k for you, although I would argue 500k is not really generational wealth. But just get to the second stage by skipping the first one, make enough money to forget about the first one. So again, this comes down to depending how much you already have in the market, the coins you're playing, etc. So you have to ask that one for yourself. But the most important thing is we can skip this first part if it's your first bull cycle by not fucking it up. So here's some mistakes, and I'll give you them right now. Mistake number 1, a lack of research. Mistake was investing without understanding crypto. Research thoroughly before investing, know the technology, team, etc. and the use case. So I'll give you another mistake as well, was bear and bull cycles. The most important lesson I'll give you is understanding the 4-year cycle. If you can do that, you'll be absolutely fine. Even if you're investing in shitcoins, you're seeing right now in the market, I think Ethereum's at 20% and all of our other altcoins are starting to pump, which is fantastic, right? But if you never take profits, it doesn't matter. You just look at your portfolio, it looks sexy, it looks nice, you flex it, nothing happens though, because you have to take the profit. So too often we get excited, you probably feel excited whenever this video goes out because the coins are pumping, but then we get up getting reckless. Let's just chill and understand what we're doing for the cash and then see if it makes sense. So e.g., mistake number 1, research. So why I like coins like Illumium and Seedify, I'll give you this example. I like Illumium. You guys do this on whatever coins you believe in. Illumium was a great coin in the last bull run. It got to give or take 1.8k to 2k on TradingView, and it did this with just marketing. What a lot of people don't understand is most of the cryptocurrency bull runs are made from hype and marketing, and if you can just accept that and then go down the route of researching the team, researching the tokenomics, for example, the tokenomics in this one is very, very good. 8 million coins, which is less than Bitcoin, right? Just understand that. But now at about $93, they have a working product. Their game's somewhat decent, somewhat I would play, give or take, although I don't play games. But then you just come to the website and you see what they're developing on. They're doing a lot of cool things in the gaming space. They've got a lot of new stuff coming out, and they're really going after the whole gaming industry. And again, they have a lot of backers. So that will be number 2. You understand bear and bull cycles. you understand coins that have low, supply, etc. That's a win-win. And then you look at the team, you look at the game, etc. Another example would be Seedify. You look at the last bull run, got up to about 16, 17, 18 or so dollars, give or take on the wick on TradingView. Now we're at 2.56. Again, if you would invest in this, you would come back on the website, see what they're actively doing. Seedify is a great way. I'm not here to pitch any of these coins to you, by the way. There's no sponsors here. But just understand, Seedify, they're pretty much, if you like pre-sales, you can invest in a coin that handles all the pre-sales, if that makes sense. Or you don't want the risk of just touching one pre-sale like these ones coming out. A lot of money being raised here. These guys pretty much hold the funding for a lot of these pre-sales. So if you don't want the risk of the pre-sales and shit going crazy, you just buy Seedify. So that's an example of doing a little bit more research, knowing the technology, using the team, but moreover than that, understanding bear and bull cycles. Because even if you research these, you buy them, and you don't sell in 2025, you're going to shit, brother. I promise you that. It doesn't matter how good the project is. Another mistake is emotional trading. Impulsive decisions, emotions, this little thing up here, you have to stick to a strategy. So if you're a long-term investor, stick to that strategy. If you're a short-term swing trader and using leverage, stick to that strategy. It's kind of hard to do both with anything in life. So you want to set your goals and you want to avoid trading based on fear and greed. Bonus mistake is obviously your taxes. I'm not here to get deep on that, but if you don't pay your taxes or you don't know about your taxes, you might make a lot of money, but the IRS starts knocking on your door, you might not make as much as you think. So H-bar is a perfect example for me being very impulsive, if that makes sense. So I bought a boatload, give or take about 14 cents, because I thought we were going to pump back up again, bear and bull cycles. You'll hear that repeated over this video. I thought we were going, okay, last step before we get a good DCA, and guess what happened? Bear bull markets, we're not even at break even with this buy. The good news is, I did lower my cost basis because I bought pretty much all the way through here. So an example of just understanding where we are in the cycle, and then you just play the long game. That's all you can really do, because the guys that bought it here, they have to wait probably till 2025 just to break even, right? That's the difference if they didn't sell already. So just understand that. H-bar strategy could be position this to whatever coin you're holding, take 20% out just before all-time high, give or take 40 or so cents, 20% at the previous all-time high, give or take 48, 49 cents. So we're already making massive money here. 20% at mid-70s. And if you can just do this, I think this is quite realistic just for this coin. Again, apply this to whatever coins you hold. You're massively in profits. And then you can get a little bit cute, 20% in the 90 cent, and then you can go 10% at $1.15. We might never hit there. The good news is we don't need to hit there. This is just free money by miles if you've invested low enough and you've invested enough money. And then you could do another 10% moonshot, and you could even, like, for example, the moonshot here, let's say you held, you're waiting for like 60, 70 cents. You're like, okay, we've actually entered a bear market here. We'll still sell and we'll still make massive profit because we bought back here. Hopefully that makes sense, because again, it all depends what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin goes to 100K or 90K, a kind of lackluster return, but altcoins will still fly. But if Bitcoin goes to 150, 200K plus, these targets might get adjusted, right? Because every single altcoin, every single meme coin is going to go crazy, and that's where you can really print. But don't bank on Bitcoin hitting 150K or 200K. Bank on Bitcoin just doing 1995, maybe 100K, 105K, and then bank on that. Leave the rest to see what happens, because none of us never know. Another thing you can do is you can get yield on your coins. We use DeFi pools on H-bar. You don't get much, but I've got about 5K here. It's actually, I put like 4.7K, so we're already up $400. And I'm getting free H-bar. So I don't mind if the markets go sideways for coins I can get yield on, because I accumulate H-bar. Even if we go down, I'm accumulating more H-bar. And again, I'm here for 2025 and I'll sell anyways. But all this, with the initial investment, is just free H-bar to sell for the dollar value. So here's what I think is exactly going to happen in this next bull run. And here's what a lot of Jeffries get wrong. A lot of guys the last month or so were like, come on Bitcoin, do something. Nothing happens, and it goes and fucking melts your face, right? Understand that it will do the opposite of what you think it will do. Cryptocurrency is a very emotional game if you let it to be emotional. So the Jeffrey mindset, and it is fucking hilarious, brother. So January 26th, crypto is dead. We're at 38K. Nobody wanted to buy. March 13th, crypto skyrockets to 70K. Okay, we're on, boys. So the guys never bought here. They started buying here. And then what happens is March 22nd, like a week or so after, we dump to 61K. These guys take the buys, they sell. They're like, it's game over. And then April 8th, not too long after, we go to 73K after the halving or just before the halving or so. And then they take the lost money and then they start buying again. And then what happens? May 2nd, 57K. What the fuck? So they're losing money here. They've already lost the initial investment here. And now we're back at 70K. I don't understand what's going on, they're saying, right? So again, just come and look at Bitcoin chart. And if you look at any other coins, it's more violent, right? But that's the beautiful thing about cryptocurrency. So not interested in crypto, it's dead. We pump up, okay, I'm interested, I'm not interested, oh, I'm interested, I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? You want to do the opposite. You buy, you sell, you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell. Or DCA, cool, DCA, cool, DCA, cool, right? Two ways to play it. But if you're selling and constantly losing money, you're never going to ever make it. It's so vital, because constant losses of crash, just rinse and repeat. The smart money, I'm not saying I'm you the smart money, but big players, this is a very manipulated market, especially in Bitcoin and some of these low cap altcoins. So if you guys are letting these guys literally steal money from you, because that's what happened if you're constantly buying and selling on losses, this is your future son. If you have a son, or your son right now, he'll come to you and go, are you winning, Dad? No, pack your things, I just lost the house, because this is you right now. And your future son, if you have one, you have to stay strong and do it for them. Don't just do it for you. Just understand, just to control this, step away from the trading view, step away from the Coinbase if it's getting a little bit hectic, and then come back, right? Give this guy, this little guy's counting you, give him the start he needs in life. Imagine if you just played the game. Money wouldn't even be a thing by 2025 if you have a decent amount of money in cryptocurrency. But if you're constantly buying here, you're selling here, you're buying here, you're selling here, you lose. Do the exact opposite. Now, I'm not saying go for fancy cars. We just have a brand new Porsche. You can say it's rented or whatever. It doesn't really bother me, but it is very fun. This is the car that we just bought. Very fun. Probably should have bought some more Bitcoin with it, but you know, still young, still making a lot of money. Doesn't really matter to me. Although I would probably wish I could have brought, I don't know how many Bitcoin that is, probably 5 or 4 Bitcoin for this very expensive car. But this was me before. This wasn't actually me, but this is a council estate in Glasgow. And, you know, I used to live in places like this. Again, doesn't really matter where you are in your life right now. The whole goal is to obviously get all this. You don't have to go for this, but chances are you don't want to be living in this. You don't have to come to Thailand, you don't have to come to Dubai, but maybe you just want a better life for your family, because this little guy, he doesn't want to fucking live in here. And chances are, if you're being honest with yourself, you don't either. So again, work your day job, take the dog for a walk, but really take cryptocurrency seriously, because if you're just constantly losing money, you're here forever, and it's a very depressing life to be there, let's be honest. So I was here before. This was me, like 2017, 6-7 years ago, probably like 21 here. And yeah, like I had no money, literally zero money. I remember coming to the place like Gumtree. Couldn't even afford a couch, so I got this free couch. I didn't actually end up taking it because it was just too heavy and it fucking stunk, right? But I know the struggles, okay? I have been there, and this feels, honestly, it sounds cliche, this feels like yesterday, okay? Didn't have the luxury of cryptocurrency. I wish I did back here, but I was building the business, working my day job, and just getting after it. Now you guys have the opportunity to skip this phase, if you are there right now, and ride your coins to the moon. But if you're not taking it seriously, you'll be here, and you'll be here forever. It's very important. So what do we do? This is what I mapped out from a previous video, and I think it still is relevant to today. So the next crypto bull run, I think, is going to be the biggest opportunity for the massive amounts of profits. That's why you're in cryptocurrency. You're not in cryptocurrency for the technology. You're not in cryptocurrency to be cute. You're here to make a fuckload of money. Why else would you be taking massive bets? So here's the plan on what I think will happen in the next few years and how you can benefit, and why this could be your last chance. So in recent cycles, we've seen diminishing returns on smaller caps, e.g. mean Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. So altcoins have provided 100 to 1,000x, larger ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're not going to give you that. Let's be honest, Bitcoin's maybe a 2 to 3x, Ethereum, difficult to say, 3 to 4, maybe 5x absolute maximum, but I really think that's pushing it. So if you're a small investor, get some of these coins, but ignore Bitcoin and Ethereum if you want a lifestyle like this. It's not going to get you there. If you just want to get good returns, okay, Bitcoin and Ethereum, but you have to go after smaller caps if you want those juicier gains, if you're being honest. That's just the game. Each cycle, the chances of making life-changing money will decrease. There's still some exceptions, but fewer altcoins will offer 100x returns each time. And again, you're not riding these coins for 100x returns. That's a lunatic. If you're up 20, 30x on some of your coins right now, take profits, bank the cash, and then roll over another altcoin and do what you want. It's crucial to take full advantage of this bull run. In the last few years, 2013's run, 2017's run, and 2021's run, the one that I was in, there was enormous gains. Gaming coins were crazy, even Bitcoin, Ethereum were still crazy gains. There was crazy gains everywhere. And there was a 2 to 3 years accumulation phase before the peak, right? An example, you could have bought Bitcoin in 2010, 2012. If you did, and you're still holding on, like, please take your profits. And you're probably not watching this video anyways, because you are no doubt a multi-millionaire. $1 to $12 was the price of Bitcoin. 2013, it produced a 100x return. Similar patterns followed in 2017 and 2021. Now the history suggests that 2023 and 2024 will be the ideal time to accumulate for the next bull run. That's where we are right now. The best time is 2023. You're not going to get prices that low ever again. Okay, that's why you have to go under smaller cap altcoins, new gaming projects, if you want to kind of find the next Bitcoins. Not saying Bitcoin, not saying these coins are going to go to 69k, but you know the multipliers in terms of returns. So you know when to accumulate, but what cryptocurrency should you buy? And that is the question everybody wants to make a video on. I mean, look at the market right now. We're at 71k. Ethereum's pumping. So again, you're going to see, give or take, in the next day or two, so you're probably going to see altcoins really start to flourish. Like if you just look at the top gainers in the top 100, Pendle 56%, Beam 38%, Bonk 38%. Congratulations, Solana 25%. Very juicy returns are starting to come to the market. But we're here for 2025. Nothing wrong with rebalancing your portfolio, swapping some coins, but don't be taking coins at a loss just to buy in or try and buy in at a lower price, because you will be a Jeffrey. So the gains from altcoins could be sustainable, similar to the largest gainers. So in the previous cycle, Solana, Luna, unfortunately, rest in peace, so it's not here anymore, and ADA, which provided you literally 100 to 250x returns. These altcoins have strong fundamentals and the potential for remarkable performance. But I would say they're too far gone anywhere near to these returns. Let's be honest, the market caps are way too high. So each bull run starts with a Bitcoin halving event that we've already passed now and happens approximately every 4 years. The bull run, on average, is 12 to 18 months, and that's why we're expecting October 2025, give or take. So the next cycle, obviously May 2024, when the Bitcoin halving is now passed, you'd expect the bull run peak in late 2025. That's the number, and that's the date that we're all very excited for and hoping for. Never going to be exact, but again, you just play with what you have. There's no guarantee, but a reasonable estimate to consider for the next exit. 2 to 3 years accumulation, like we already said. Focus on accumulating solid low cap coins. So we talked about Render, Trias, QNT, even some more speculative ones like Rollbit, etc. And again, you guys just have to do what you want to do in the markets, because again, the guy that's buying or selling here, buying here, selling here, buying here, is constantly going to lose money. Again, you just look at any single coin, it's the same game. Okay, BNB's dead. Okay, let me get in BNB. Oh no, BNB's dead again. Let me get in BNB. It's just everywhere. Even HBAR, when it got this stupid pump. Okay, now I'm interested in the 18-cent HBAR, but I wasn't interested in that 6 cents. Blah blah. What happens was they buy here. Oh no, HBAR's a scam. And then what you're probably going to see happen in the next 3 to 6 months is a nice resistance way past the 25 cents level. You guys get to decide. That's my thoughts on the next bull run and what's going to happen. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Peace and take care.